It's been a while since I've recorded in the morning, and now it's morning. And remember that last time when we started off this level, let me just show you just what happens when you end this level. It's nothing fun, by the way. That was a cyber demon and a bunch of archfiles. So yeah, I don't usually record in the morning, but I think, you know what? Why not today? Maybe I'll take a break from translation. Turn on the map codes because I do like the map codes. Fully loaded. Locked and loaded. Today in D&D, I attacked a party member. And I decided to immediately afterwards figure out an excuse for that. It's gonna be fucking great, by the way. So, in case you want to know the context, I don't even know if anyone else is listening and know this. I'm playing a knight. A centaur knight who also happens to be a follower of Saint Cuthbert. Saint Cuthbert is the god of retribution and zeal and common sense and all that kind of stuff and wisdom. But some people might just follow him because he's the guy of retribution. As have I. So what my character did is a Duskblade little shit cut in and killed the spider that was on his back, which made him very pissed off and hit the guy, who, despite a full round attack, only got hit once with a 2d6 longsword, which is still not a very preferable situation. And everyone's like, dude, it's one fucking rule, and that's never affect the integrity of the teamwork of the team. Like, never. The one golden rule with characterization within D&D is never fuck with the integrity of the team. The team... Oh, that's bullshit. Okay. Okay, I'm not going to take that on the nose. But yeah, the one rule is don't compromise the integrity of the team. Don't. Just never. Never, ever. There's never a solid excuse for that. And the reason is, your party members need to have a reason to not betray each other. They need to have an excuse as to why they can trust each other in dire times. And that can be something as simple as, I'm not... Like, you can be chaotic evil, as long as, like, they have a reason to trust that you're not going to backstab them, you know? You can be chaotic evil and be like, well, on this one little thing, I will never stab you back. Like, this is the one exception in my whole philosophy. You can do that if you play it well. And everyone's like, okay. Like, you can make it a Gaius. The Gaius is you can never attack them. I don't know. But the thing is, you got a Saint Cuthbert guy, who essentially is like, no. I think they're actually behind walls before this happens. Yeah, just drag a line down the middle. So, the thing with Saint Cuthbert is, he's of a lot of things. But he's also kind of a fierce militant man, and he's lawful neutral. So he doesn't give a shit about just beating someone up if you have to, as long as it's within certain rules and confines. So my idea is... Oh, you're not supposed to get the art file out until a little later. So my idea is, the reason he attacked him is, he's a knight. Funnily enough, knights do not have rules about attacking friends. The only rule that it has about not attacking things is don't attack someone who's flat-footed, don't attack with a flank bonus, so you have to forgo your flank bonus. And don't kill someone who's helpless. You can attack him, but you can't kill him. Which puts me in the position of, the reason he attacked him is that he feels that, the way it works is he was attacked by a spider in ambush. And then immediately afterwards, the Duskblade killed him before he could ever get retribution. So my plot point is, he's just very pissed off that this motherfucker essentially stole his chance of honor redemption. Like, he's just very pissed off. This guy just jumps in and swoop. He's just like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? I mean, it's cute, but on the other hand, it's kind of eh. But yeah, so that's what I'm rolling with. The reason that it's justified that he just straight up attacks a party member and actually bloodied him, which is not a standard rule, but the DM loves enforcing it, is, you know, retribution. It's how that works. He never got a chance to regain his honor, which is harsh and fierce, and the kind of stuff that can tear people apart. But considering that I'm going to put it in the framework of, you did something specific. Like I said, if you can be chaotic evil, if there's a good reason so I can trust you. Like, you're never going to steal their shit, you're never going to run away, you have a reason to be here, and you have a reason to stay and be trustworthy up to a certain point, and after that, maybe you'll just be like, we're friends now. You know? You can play it like that. But here's the literal opposite. Okay, fine, he's lawful good. I'll take the fucking level hit. I'll take the straight, raw, rules as written. If you go against your alignment, you lose a level. Fine. I'll take that fucking hit on the chin. Because I like this development. of a character who has always lived in a world of like knights. He comes from some sort of fantasy land where everyone's like super knightly. And I like the idea that he runs into someone that effectively goes against that, and he's just like, wow, that's fucking rude, man. Because the plot point is they're all from like different worlds. They all kind of teleported in because the other party got sent away. Because the other party was crap. For some reason, everyone loves playing the melee classes, which are boring as shit, as I found out. Especially the knight. The knight is boring as shit as long as you don't fight anything that doesn't need physical attacks. Tip, in case you wonder why knight's boring. The knight is fighting challenge and a bunch of abilities that only work on things that are not dumb. And we fought a dumb thing, so I was like, goddamn, can't use my powers here. Could use it on him, I guess. But yeah, there's no rule for some god-awful reason against a knight just straight up attacking his party members. As I mentioned, I'll be taking that level hit on the chin, though. How do you get in there? But I, for one, am looking forward to it, especially since everyone's like, oh god, is he upset? Oh no, I just got something planned. Because again, they come from a world, like the whole point is they come from the world of knights and goody two-shoes, where everything is honorable, and characters are all straightforward, and fucking cardboard cutouts of themselves. It was called Brent or something? I don't know. I should look it up. I'm gonna look it up right now. Oh no, wait, maybe it was like a world from Magic the Gathering, I don't know. The point is, he comes from a world of like goody two-shoe knights, and like people saving princes and princesses, just on a fucking dime. So it kind of makes sense that the world he comes from, like, other people will be like, "Yo, your foe, take him down, give him a good old-fashioned thrashing." And he takes some offense to that. But not just offense, but he comes from a world where, like, the knights stick in the back. If you're a wizard, I mean the wizards stick in the back, because he was a wizard. He was a Duskblade, which is kind of wizardly. What is with all these mysterious, like, switches I can't seem to find the triggers for? But yeah, I'm gonna roll with that, of like, no, this is not how we do it where I came from. But they're gonna be like, what, but this is, and I'm like, nope. Everyone's gonna be pissed, but I'm gonna love it. And it's gonna be interesting for them. Oft overlooked is the aspect of people just coming from different cultures having different ideas about things. Naturally, because, you know, it increases playability. As I said, the reason you want your party to have the legitimate rigidity to not fuck each other over, because you're not gonna work with someone who at just the drop of a hat will stab you in the back. There's no reason to work with someone like that on the long term. Like, everyone got mad. It was great. This, however, is kind of bullshit. Luckily, I have armor. Oh. I'm gonna win that one for a split second. But yeah, I like this. I'm pretty sure the DM is gonna chew me out, but I'm gonna love it. And I'm perfectly fine if my character dies. I was not too happy with this character anyway. I don't care if it kicked me out. The thing that gets me about this group is, I don't know if it's just my general opinion on this, but goddamn. Like, a lot of times people are quiet, or they're kind of like... I think I'm getting in the way of things. I think they'll be better off if I just fuck off. But at least I'll fuck off with a bolt of lightning. And as I said before, I'm gonna do only 2 levels. This shit's getting way too long. Wait, is it? No. No, there's gonna be someone that's gonna be like, but you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't go out there and, you shouldn't break the one fucking rule. I think I accidentally hit the button. Yeah, that's a button for that. That's cool. And to you I say, yeah, I kind of agree. Like, this is one of those ironclad rules of don't! And there's a reason it's like there's... If you write any, like, Rule 0 book, like, you have to follow these rules. This is on top of that list. It's one of those top 10 rules for role-playing in Dungeons & Dragons. Don't ever do anything or make a character that can backstab your party, because no one's going to want you. Adventurers, generally speaking, are supposed to be heroic, and they're supposed to not backstab each other. That's the fucking point. But on the flip side, like, it kind of makes sense that a knight of that kind of caliber would logically be a little bit more of like, in certain aspects, is what I like to imagine. Is, yeah, they're from a world of knights, but you're a fighter. You're a wizard who's getting involved in fighter business, stealing someone's kill, and are generally speaking, you know, like you could compartmentalize shit, put labels on it until it sort of kind of works as a logistical, as a logic ramp of escalation. It's what I'm sticking with, at least. And if they have a problem with it, well, good luck. The funny part is, everyone goes to fucking bed after this, so I'm like, I'm the only person left awake. So while all you guys are like, oh no, everything's ruined, I get to sit there and be like, ho ho! The downside is that if anyone else decides to ruin it, I'm like, oh no! For hours. I'm also pretty pissed off in general. Ugh. The amount of things that get just cancelled or thrown away or not used or anything, ugh. Pissing me off. Tip, don't put your fucking shotgun shells in front of the door, please. And also, like, I know thematically speaking, a lot of these levels are like, yeah, they are distinct levels, but I'm also getting this incredibly uncomfortable feeling of a lot of these levels could have worked fine if they were just a little bit shorter. Also, fun thing I just noticed about my character, I have taken 66 damage, but I'm actually, because of rounding, like, here's how it works. Your green armor absorbs 1/3 damage, and I had 200 health when I started. I'm now at 133. Should be at 133 for 65. But because of how the rounding and damage splitting works, I got 2 more points of health damage, which... I don't know if that's good or bad. So this is what this is. That's just mean, but sure. Hey, I'm looking forward to getting chewed out by the DM. Some of these secrets, man. Oh, heck in a handbasket. Yeah, in case you don't know, this is... If anyone asks me, define eye gouging, I'll show them this. Holy hell in a handbasket. I can barely make out the floor, is what I'm trying to say here. Like, I really appreciate that. The book even says, the book is like, listen, if you want to make a character that's like counterintuitive to the team, that's a stick in the mud, fine. But a little bit stick in the mud is all you want. You don't need a lot of stick in the mud. What you need is a baby bit. And I appreciate that, because it makes sense. Because just think about it from like your own perspective. Would you want to be in the party and work with someone on a continuous basis who essentially just says fuck it and routinely throws people under the bus? I don't think you would. I wonder why that's there. Probably another one of those, ooh, you want to get your team out. Still have not used the Megasphere I've been given. Oh, it's one of these rooms. So, when you're gonna throw the fucking asshat at me, because I'm not in the mood for a cyber. Yeah, I'm not in the mood for this. if that's the case. Oh, I'm gonna get so chewed out, though. Oh. Like, the amount of no-nos that I've committed are atrocious. Like, again, someone in the fucking comment section, if anyone shows up in the comment section that knows anything about D&D, they're gonna be like, no! Then he's just gonna grab his and go, no! Because that's the situation. We call it a critical no-no. Oh, okay. I guess that's semi-explained situation. I'll be holding on to both in case I need them. But yeah. Again, like, there are just situations in which you cannot do something with a character because that just doesn't work. It doesn't work for the party. Because, like, it's something Spoonie said, and the more I think about it, the more I realize that, yeah, that's kind of how the game works, is you're supposed to be heroes, or you're supposed to be at least a party of cohesive people. Like, sure, you can do something evil. You can do the oh, we're an evil party of evil people. Like, fuck, go for it, Sherlock. But if you're gonna do the evil party, you still need to have a reason why everyone is cooperating and collaborating and not going to stab each other in the back at the first sign of trouble. Because again, if you're legit chaotic evil, there's no reason for you to hold on whenever anything goes bad. Like, you would just say, okay, you're all dead, I'm not gonna bother, and you just run. The irony, of course, being that my fucking dude was like, like, the monster spider is like level 8 CR8, for fuck's sake. He walks up to the spider and goes, I'll keep it busy, you guys just make your getaway. One of them is like, okay, I'll make my getaway, and runs the fuck away. The other two are like, I'm going to attack. I'm like, what? Like, CR8 on an under-equipped level 5 team, and we somehow made it. I wish I knew the logistics, but I can't give you the numbers on that one. I do this more often. But punching is so inaccurate in Doom. Like, good luck. Good luck. Oh, I haven't pushed the button yet. Keep forgetting that pushing buttons is kind of part of my job. Oh. I'm already annoyed with the fact that this has just been one level. Like, really? Like, fuck, this guy really loves his flying enemies, don't he? The downside is literally every enemy in the area has decided to come and say hello. I love how the black ceiling sticks out of his head, too. With every shot that I miss. Well, also, this is nice dodging training. Oh my god, that's what high smart aim means, isn't it? It like aims way before you give a shit. Pew, 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 pew. I think I'm gonna turn smart aim down a bit because this can fuck me up good, real good, like. Gonna move. My mouse pad's all gross and gunky. Mostly hairs. Hairs get in the way mostly. To be fair, I was actually just pissed off. Because here's the situation. As a knight, you can't attack opponents that are flat-footed. Guess fucking what I was? Flat-footed. So I couldn't attack anything else. The ambush monster that hit me was the only creature I could attack in that scenario without losing in a fighting challenge, which is kind of the point of Warrior Knight. Knights are weak. For some fucking reason, Knights don't get high fortitude saves. I don't know why. They're goddamn frontliners. Why don't they have a good fort save? Oh, God only knows. Yeah, this is why I tend to be like, don't do this with just don't do this with Lost Souls. Like, the gravity just makes this unbearable. Oh, I have some box of bullets out here, okay. Thought it was you. Once we can make some headway. I'm just pissed off. That's really all what it came down to originally. And from there it kind of escalated. Which honestly, I'm not too upset. But I think that's my problem. Oh well. If anything, it'll be a fun educational experience. Look at this, just look at this. This is why you don't use fucking flying enemies out here. Ever! Second big no-no of Dungeons & Dragons. Don't make someone fight a flying enemy in situations like this. Especially because they get stunned at the slightest provocation. Wow. This motherfucker has world's biggest stiffy for these guys, doesn't he? She's like, oh, I'm gonna put a lasso here. I should have turned on lasso limitations. And it just destroys additionals. That's a real thing, by the way. In Vanilla Doom, there is a limiter on how many lost souls can exist simultaneously in any given level, as a means of preventing pain elementals from just indefinitely spawning them. This system, unfortunately, also causes lost souls to sometimes just be cut. I think the gameplay option exists somewhere. It's probably a slider compatibility. Yeah, oh no, it's only pain elementals with lost souls. I remember that there are certain levels in Vanilla Doom where it would actually just cut lost souls. Let me look it up. Oh, cool! They could originally sidestep. Lost soul limit. Yeah, apparently they originally had a dodge. Okay. To prevent overloading large and lost soul, hardcore pain elementals, because pain elementals have no other attacks. Yeah, that tends to happen. Oh, that's cool. Okay, this is what I was talking about. Level 9, the pit. The lost soul limit's already been reached. That's neat. Like, I love it when people are aware of, like, oh, we need to build this limitation because otherwise this ancient engine is... Like, back in the day, that was a legitimate concern. Like, you didn't have the hardware space to run that many objects at once. That could have gone worse in so many ways. I love how I make a fucking warrior class for once I don't get a high fort save. Fort saves is like the one thing I never get. I never get fort saves. Die and shit. Mother clucker. I like how this is just, here you go, you need these resources. Take them. On the plus side, the people that I pissed off are probably not going to stay pissed for long. Like, one of them is an asshat, yes, he can be rough. But the most of them are just wusses. No worries there. I like how my door's closed, but I can still hear clearly. I'm already regretting not living on my own. Which is the thing I'm legitimately going to work towards now, because goddamn. Apparently, I think part of my stress is just being around children. Children drive me up the wall. Who knew? That apparently I want to choke them to death. Probably gonna have to tell that to someone at some point, so we can preempt that, but... As a warning... As a warning. Okay, so the thing that gets me is, these are supposed to be natural stalagmites! Thing about natural stalagmites is they aren't uniform. And this is so uniform. Oh, it ruins the aesthetic. that the fire alarm? Don't tell me the house is on fire. I'd appreciate if the day that they come home, also the day that Mark's house burns down. Okay, so what we need to do is... Why is the song so quiet? The song seems to just last on forever, and now it's just quiet. Okay, so... I'll be honest. I'm a little bit miffed. I don't like this level design at all. Volcano 2 is not a great endgame level, because it really... Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that Archwell wasn't dead sooner, but yeah, the thing that just I don't want to talk about anything that irks me. I don't want to be irked today. Push the button. Yeah, but usually people try the trap triggers to the buttons, not to being near the button. Especially not when pushing the button doesn't do anything anyway. Like, a fun way to do that is you go to the button, trap triggers, then you push the button, another trap triggers. That would have been great, because that way the patient and careful player gets the benefits. I'm going to move out of the house, and I'm going to never look back. I get a strong feeling that that's what kind of person I am. Not to say anything too negative about them. Like, it's not their fault. I just don't like people. I don't like being around people. It makes me nervous and anxious. Gives me the sweats. Oh, God! Like, the thing is... The way this works is Doom just takes I think it just takes out all the colors. It just makes everything one of the color values. The problem is it's using the same color values for literally everything. And the result is that it's impossible to see once everything turns white. Fun fact, just because it's a different color to you doesn't mean it's a different color in grayscale. Learn that. It's important if you're ever going to make a grayscale environment or use a grayscale filter, is sometimes grayscale doesn't translate well. Ain't that a frickin' hoot? Also really appreciate that everyone was like, well, if you pull off that critical, you're going to kill him. And I'm like, yep. It's like, you're really going to, yep. Like, yep. Like, this was not everyone was on board with this moment. Everyone was off board with this. Everyone was like, don't do this. And then they were like, don't do this. Like, this is, like, I was like, yep, this is a big rule. I told them straight to the face, yep. Big fucking rules. You don't do this, ever. You're not supposed to. And, like, everyone's like, oh, God, what is this? Because it's kind of like, how do you put this? Like, imagine that you have a button in the middle of the room, and it's like the nuclear option. You push that button, the entire room just explodes. And everyone kind of agrees never to push that button. And then for seemingly reason, someone's like, push the button. It's like, yeah, you know that's a nuclear button, right? Yep. You know that if you push that button, like, you're going to blow up the house. And like, yep. It's one of those situations where the human brain can't cope. Because the human brain expects, if someone does something that is stupid, that is so clearly against what's supposed to happen, against how everything works, you're expecting that person to deny it. You're expecting that person to avoid the question. You're not expecting them to go, yep, I understand. You don't expect someone to, with the dedication and straightness of a man who's just been told he needs to activate the nuclear codes, to go, yep, I know this is going to fuck everything up, but I'm going to do it. Like, the human mind doesn't understand that situation. When you go, listen, you know what you did was wrong, right? And you say, yep. They don't know what to say. Because who says that? What person kills someone, walks up to the judge and goes, yep, I killed him. I know at the time it was a bad thing. I twisted his neck. And you're not like, I liked it. And you're not like, I loved it. It's so good to kill him. Killing him was great. Killing people, sexy. No, you're just like, I know that was wrong. And I know I killed him. And I feel bad about it. But it happened. People just, they just go, what? What? Because the thing is, people like to imagine that when someone is amoral, there's a reason. Or it's an incidental thing. Nobody expects someone to be amoral and then hindsight go, yep, that was a terrible thing. I shouldn't have done that. Because people don't compromise. People don't capitulate. And they're like, what? They just break down. And this guy is like, you do, like, I want you to say yes. And I'm like, yep. Like, you can't, we're having a discussion. Don't just, I'm like, you asked me a yes-no question. I said yes. And he's like, but... Like, they can't handle it. The human brain shuts down as it is fundamentally unable to understand that kind of mentality. Because that's not human mentality. Because 99% of the humans are never going to do that. They're never going to double down on that shit or admit to it. And when someone does, I love it. I love how just dumbfounded everyone just gets. They're like, It's like you step... Where's the music? Why does this happen so much? No music here. Not like Doom has important musical tones that just frick it. But yeah, like it's a big thing. Oh, those are buns. Buns. But yeah, like it's like I find that funny. I find that hilarious. That when you straight up admit to doing something awful, and you're not excusing yourself, you're not making up excuses, you're not sidestepping the issue, that people lose their shit. But not like they don't get angry. They're just like, are you alright? Which is just, what? Like, that's the funny thing, isn't it? Is if you say that you did it, and you don't go like, I was so sexy killing him, people are like, okay, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm like, nothing. They can't. And I love it. Like, I would. Like, I'm sounding like I would be like, haha, I see you through that. No. Even I would be like, what? Why did the song take several minutes to get started? Isn't this a Mega Man song or something? I mean, it works really well with Doom's instrumentation. I'll give it that much. But the fact the song took 4 minutes to start is... Like, it's exactly like I just said. Your brain is not trained to react to that kind of situation because that situation doesn't make sense to your brain. It's like throwing a ball of metal into water and it floats to the surface and suddenly asks you, hey, want to join for a bath? And you're like, what? Your brain just short circuits and fries. Because, here's the thing. When you're young, you're a little baby shit. Every situation is super weird. But you adapt. You say something, you're like, what's a lie? You don't know what a lie is. And then you learn what a lie is, and you learn how people respond to lies. But that means that later in life, people don't know how to react to certain situations. Like, when people are like, what? How the hell could you say that? And you're literally in another country. That's because in their social culture, that situation literally cannot take place. For example, if you're in Japan, and someone is like, we will duel to the death over the honor. You know, there's like, he challenges you to a jutsu duel. And he's like, ha! And he swings a sword around. And you're like, nope. And he's like, what? And you're like, no. No, I'm not going to duel you. And he's like, Like, you're not cowardly. You're not like, I'm not going to duel you. No, you're straight up looking him in the eye and saying, no. I'm not. His brain doesn't know what to do anymore. Because he expects you to be a coward. He expects you to assassinate him or something like that. Like, be some sort of asshole. But when you just straight up tell him no, as if that's normal, his brain is just like, this is not how people think. People can't just straightforward with, like, no intonation. Just straightforward, nope. They can't do that. To him, that doesn't make sense. And that's funny to me. Because it just shows the shortcomings and limitations of the human brain. It to me tells me just how fucking stupid everyone is with their social things and wants. Like, and then like, listen, you make shit of autistic people, but at the same time, you could be just as easily confounded. It's just that you're more used to the things that happen around you. When aliens show up, autistic people are going to be the best fucking shot because they don't have expectations. They're just going to be awkward and it's fine. And the aliens are going to be like, okay, I guess this human is just slightly uncomfortable. At least it's not like the other ones who are like, why aren't you shaking my hand? Because remember that, like the shaking the hand thing. This door just opens. I didn't know that. This is actually the door I came in through. How did I not know it opens? This is literally a door. Ah, I'm spitting all over the place. Ah, spittle. But yeah, if you have expectations of what a social engagement is supposed to be like, then naturally, if you're faced with a situation in which your social construct just falls apart, then you're just gonna not have an answer. Your brain isn't trained. And when you grow older, it's harder to learn, it's harder to improvise. Which is why older people are like, what? So much. Because they're suddenly faced with social situations they've never had to deal with before. But yeah, I do like the idea of a trap where the trap is you push the button on top of approaching it in one fell swoop, and you trigger two, and it's too hard to tackle. It takes two to tango, boy. It takes two to take down these pants and put on a new pair of pants. You want to put on a new pair of pants? You probably put on a new pair of pants because your pants are kind of, they smell a little. Just saying. Just saying. Wink, wink, not just. I really like the song. Actually, isn't this Castlevania? It's got that Castlevania swoon to it. I like Castlevania. Makes me wonder why I never finished Dawn of Star because I don't like the DS setup I need. Like, setting yourself up for a DS recording is just annoying. And I gotta pull it through Avisynth so that I can get the fucking images lined up. But I think that's also kind of why people are like, they don't understand autistic people, is they go in, like, when you go to a social engagement, there's a tendency to it. There's an ebb and flow to it. There's a logic to where the conversation goes. It's like putting pillars in a bath of water and pouring water in. You know how things are going to flow. But when you're dealing with someone who doesn't think that way, who doesn't stick, who just jumps from topic to topic because he doesn't give a shit. To him, it doesn't matter where you go. It just matters you address the topics and have a discussion about them, and then whoop, move on. And people don't understand that they're it's not that like, the way to look at it is not these people don't have the social skills. These people cannot adhere to the social structure you have built around the social convention. Like, people are like, gender is a social construct. No. You want to know what's a social construct? The entire dynamic by which people converse. There's a lot of unspoken rules people never address. Imagine, but that's... No. There's... Postmodernism is the very concept that moved against the idea of this is normal. The very concept of postmodernism is, why does the woman stand in the kitchen, and why is that normal, and why should I feel that's normal, when a woman can stand not in the kitchen and be just as alive as otherwise? Like, they don't mysteriously die when they leave the kitchen, is kind of what postmodernism approaches. And yet postmodernism isn't willing to address the fact that a lot of social facets are equally as mysterious and strange and bound by rules that don't seem to make sense. Like, you've got to say goodbye when you leave. Why? If you walk away from a conversation, doesn't that automatically mean that you've left the conversation? Like, think about that. Why do you say goodbye? A person can see that you have left the conversation. A person can see that you are coming closer and are now partaking in a conversation. If you talk about a different topic, that happened. You are now discussing a new topic. Why are there so many rules and... Oh man, there's gooey water. It's flashing, but it's not hurting me. That's weird. One of the Doom conventions. Again, that's kind of... Postmodernism is the concept of conventions are weird and they shouldn't be there. One of them being, if water glows, it should hurt you in Doom, but it doesn't. And I'm like, what? Like, for a moment, my brain is completely off the mark. It doesn't understand that. Like, glowy water equals pain. It's what I've been taught. And when you're faced, like, that's what science is. That's why science is something that took so long, because humans, as curious as they are, also struggle to understand situations they aren't used to, that don't adhere to the conventions they've been taught throughout life. If you're faced with something that is, in fact, in all possible aspects, completely new and different, then your entire system is going to fall apart. You're not going to know what to do. And that's also kind of why autistic people fall apart, because they don't know, they don't get it. It's just like, whoa, oh boy. Whew. This level's weird. The keys are kind of all over the place, and a lot of enemies just seem to come up. Like, for a community chest, this is kind of what community chest was a long time ago. It's just kind of a... Which, yeah, like, the gravity thing really makes Caco demons unpleasant to deal with. I think I know what I'm going to title this video. The Social Convention. But where do I go? The biggest problem with Doom levels, you never know where to go. Where do you go? Nobody knows! I appreciate the music. I don't think I actually go there. I think I'm supposed to go back up on the ridge and go over to the left. I don't know. There's trigger lines over here. Let's go over here. Oh, there's a red door here. I forgot about this door. Oh, hello. Again, knock it off, please. Like, what is this level design? Like, there's a clear flow to it. I gotta say this much. These levels have a clear sensation to them. There's a very... Like, I can tell you that this is all the same author because it does a lot of the same things. Wrong, should I add? Or maybe that's the point. It's supposed to challenge the convention. It's like, hump. So, there's a Super Mario level pack thing hack out there called Jump. YouTube of Party. A joke reference to Janked Up Mario Party. Where the whole point is that in Janked Up Mario Party, I think it's the most chocolatey hack they ever made, where the whole point was just put random shit in. Just put any random hackable shit in. Just put it in there. Shove it in there with a 10-foot pole. And that was the point. And YouTube of Party is make a level. No restrictions, no consequences. It doesn't matter if the level adheres to any sort of logic, just make something. And people made some really cool levels. It's the Dadaism, the postmodernism of Mario hacks, because it challenges the norm of what a level's supposed to have. It doesn't have good art design, but some of the levels still look really nice. Some of the levels still have something going on inside of them. Like there's a good level mechanical system going on. And at the same time, your brain says this is a bad level because it doesn't look nice. And that's what it does. It says, you know what, if just because a level looks bad, doesn't mean it's a bad level. And it challenges that notion to such an extreme that the levels that come out are amazing. Because all of them abandon the idea that the level needs to look good and just say, okay, let's go on pure practical terms. People are so used to this idea that a Mario level is supposed to look good from a graphical perspective that they've lost the track of what it means for a level to be interesting. You know? Like, people are so embraced that the woman has to stand in the kitchen that they've lost the concept of the woman doing literally anything that's not in the kitchen. And by pulling the woman out of the kitchen, they pull out a lot of artistic new ideas. They pull out fresh mentalities and fresh approaches. By betraying convention, you can become truly artistic. Not that I could do it. Oh, I see you, motherfucker. I'm gonna deal with you in a moment. Or was it the pain elemental that was guaranteed to get pain chanced? There's a monster out there that's guaranteed to get pained. Man, I love how this video went from I did a big bad to let's analyze postmodernism. A shitty one at that. Like, the funny thing about postmodernism, you don't know what that is. Postmodernism is the challenging of the concept of norms. And Dadaism is actually not so much about challenging the norms as it is about the insanity of war. It's like, Jesus Christ, isn't war just fucked up? Isn't it fucked up that people are like, kill this man, and it's perfectly fine if you kill him? Isn't that fucked up? People don't just say it's okay for a soldier to kill a man. They're like, yes, you kill that man! And suddenly it's A-okay? Like, that's what Dadaism is what? And then it also challenges the nations of capitalism, of the concept of the bourgeois, of the very structures that go behind nationalism, of why? Why are you doing this kind of insanity? Because someone told you to. Oh, what's with this button? Oh, it's behind it. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I'll be honest. If I could only say one thing in my life, it would be that man's voice saying, thank you. It'd probably be the least disappointing situation, at least. I still wouldn't be good. I mean, being able to say only one thing is bad, but... Is it, though? I mean... There are entire, like, sci-fi races designed to challenge the idea that you need languages to speak. That you can just stick to one word. Like, I'm Groot! The whole joke is that he only says one thing. Unfortunately, he doesn't send out a message. Like, he isn't a point. It's just like, haha, he only says one thing! Ha ha ha! It's not a point. It's not, like, an actual thing it's trying to convey. I saw it there, yeah. Wow, my eyes are getting keener. My eyes are getting sharper. Oh, I see you there, mister. You come over here and Daddy's gonna get you a nice pair of shoes made of cement. You want some... Oh, what is with all these pain elementals? Why is there so much aerial design here? I hate it. We're just gonna shoot bullets, lots of bullets, till it's solved. Eh. Man. I appreciate that as his name, though. Like, whoever named that, congratulations on making a good name for just a fantastic topic. The deconstruction of the validity of warfare. I like it. On the downside, also had strong ties to communism, which at the time was becoming a bit of an asshat. Man, that's a delayed shot, though. Like, it really takes a lot to get used to how Like, the super shotgun is slow, yes. But the super shotgun is also slow in its own way. Dude. God! Oh, I haven't saved in a while. I'm done with this level, though. Wow, I haven't saved since Volcana. Because of how smooth everything was going. Well, I think Crucifix helped. Wow. What a middle name. Let's take a look as to where this level's going, because I think I was almost done anyway, and I don't care anymore. Like, this level's just a... God. Like, what is with these levels being so long? It makes me think back of Rauko going, like, these Smabex levels are just too long. And this is apparently the norm, is these incredibly long, checkpointless levels. And I'm like, yeah. I'm starting to see where that idea comes from, of, like, this is not good. Because, yes, you can challenge the norm, but not every time is challenging the norm like the thing you'd want to do. Sometimes there's a reason something is a norm, and it's because any other way is just stupid, it doesn't work. The Spiritual Holocaust. Look at this. Look at these large levels. I get the feeling that Community Chest at some point was cut off, and... yeah, I feel at a certain point they made a decision. And they kind of just said, eh. I still have IDQ on. Okay. That looks cool. Like, kudos to the... Like, I don't know how you even do that, but aligning GIF textures to work like that is cool. But that's all for today. Next time, probably less shouty topics. Whee!